Greetings, everybody, from the dank basement. This is your Wicked Uncle Squinty, and depending on your perspective, it is either Wednesday night or Thursday morning, October 15, 16, 2014. And tonight, I am trying something a little different. This is Hearth and Home's Black House. Got this at Pipes and Cigars. The story behind this is a long one, but I'll try to make it brief as I puff this. In 1979, I was a very avid cyclist, and I was training for a 500-mile, 6-day ride. And I decided that instead of smoking, 3 or 4 cigarettes a day, or 5 cigarettes, or half a pack, that I would limit myself to 1 cigarette a day. But it would be a very good cigarette, and the one I chose was the Balkan sobranie, unfiltered. They came 10 to a flat white metal tin, and the front cover of the tin featured a black on white woodcut drawing of a big horse-drawn tobacco wagon passing a woman in native dress, smoking a cigarette in a long holder. They were delicious. I only needed 1 a day. They were strong, black tobacco, very flavorful. And when I returned to pipe smoking, I thought, well, surely Balkan sobranie must still exist. I know the cigarettes don't anymore because I've looked for them everywhere and can't find them. So I know that they're no longer in production. And what I thought I would do is I thought I would try the Balkan sobranie pipe tobacco. Well, what I found out was that they stopped making it and some other company started making it. And even though it's not the same, it is still very popular, and nobody has it in stock. Like, nobody. I believe I found a tin of it at maybe, what's it called? Briar. Well, it's the one in Houston. The Briar Shop. In the tin, it smells exactly like the Balkan sobranie cigarettes, I remember. But anyway, to get back to, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here because it's so delicious. Anyway, I couldn't find the Balkan sobranie reissue anywhere. It wasn't at Pipes and Cigars. It wasn't at Smoking Pipes. JR's didn't have it. And so I did find some, as I said, at the Briar Shop in Houston, but it's a little hinky trying to do internet ordering with them. You don't get, for instance, you don't get an automated sales receipt. You don't get a tracking number. You talk to them on the phone. You give them your credit card number over the phone. And it's just not as cool a way to do it as just using an online shopping cart. So I was browsing Pipes and Cigars, and I discovered this, the Hearth and Home Black House, which supposedly is a recreation of the original Balkan sobranie pipe tobacco. So I bought a tin of it, and I'm giving it a try. This is my 3rd or 4th bowl full of this, and typical of my curse, I smoke beautifully when I'm not on camera. I get on camera, the pipe will not stay lit. Why? All right, when we open the tin note is very much Latakia. You don't really smell the oriental leaf in here at all. The consistency of this is real dry. The tobacco will not clump together easily, which is why it's surprising me it's not burning in the pipe, because it should be a forest fire by now. It is a shag cut, I think they call this. There are a couple of larger chunks in here, which may be the oriental leaf that's just sort of spiced in. Well, here, let me find a big chunk and I'll give it a sniff and see. Run barefoot through my pipe tobacco. Yeah, I'm getting a little incense off of that one, so that might be the Basmir Turkish that I think is in here. But there's a lot of Latakia in here. It's a Virginia base, I believe. I know nothing about pipes, pipe tobacco, pipe smoking. This is not a review. This is just what I think about it while I was trying to find the same taste that I found in those delicious cigarettes, in 1979. So take this for what it's worth. This is not a review. I am not an expert. I'm just somebody trying to learn how to smoke a pipe with mixed success. Let me blaze this up again. It's tamped down. Yeah, I can put my finger right in the bowl and not even get boinked. So it's gone out again. Where's my lighter? Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to use a lighter, but whatever. I like this lighter. There she is. Produces a lot of smoke. The room note is distinct. My wife does not like the smell of this. It's strong. The smell is strong. The taste is a little bit bitter. A lot of smoke. It's very creamy feeling in the mouth. It's really nice. I can taste and smell the Latakia. I can smell the Orientals, but if they're supposed to have a flavor, I'm really not getting it. Maybe just a little sour edge to the smoke. Very pleasant. It's light. Nicotine level on this appears to be medium to strong, at least for me. I don't inhale my pipes ever intentionally. Once in a while, I'll forget that I'm not smoking a cigarette, and yeah, it's pretty good. As it gets down, I noticed the first couple of bowls as this gets down towards maybe the last third of the pipe tobacco, it starts to develop a little bit harder edge. There's a little bite to it. Not serious, but there's some tongue bite to it. Again, that may have to do with my smoking technique as much as anything else. The room note changes slightly, becomes a little bit mellower, a little less Latakia, a lot less of the Orientals. Um, it's a really pleasant experience, though. I'm very glad I got this. I'm not going to rate this because I'm not qualified. This is maybe the seventh or eighth tin of tobacco I've opened in my entire life. I'm just going to tell you that I like it. I won't smoke it every day. There are other English blends that I have liked better. And I understand this is technically not an English blend. It's a Balkan. But it's got Latakia, it's got Virginia, it's got Orientals. It's an English, right? Um, yeah, I got to tell you guys, this is a side story, but it's worth hearing. Um, I ran one of my mason jars through the dishwasher, and it got it nice and clean. And I had a brand new ounce and three-quarter tin of McClellan's Jubilee, which is an English that I very much liked, except it's got a little Perique in it. And I'm not a huge Perique fan, at least not so far. And but I really liked it, so I emptied the tin into the freshly washed and dried. I even hand dried it with a towel after it came out of the dishwasher. And I went to open it last night to have a nice fat bowl full of it, and it was soaking wet. I don't mean just damp. I mean it was like mud sludge. I have no idea where the water came from in the jar. I swear to you, it's a mason jar. You know, it's got the lid, it's got the retaining ring for the lid that goes around the rim. It's a jar. I dried it. I dried the lid. I dried the ring by hand. It was bone dry when I put the tobacco in there. Came back 24 hours later and it's mud. So I've got it drying right now on a paper towel in another room. I hope it doesn't develop mold because I really liked that tobacco, the McClellan's Jubilee. It's really nice. It reminds me a lot of Mississippi River, but a hair stronger, if that makes sense. Talking about the McClellans, does anybody have any ideas how that tobacco could have gone from being in a bone dry container just out of the tin and suddenly be just soaked? I wonder if my wife didn't accidentally grab the jar, throw a little water in there, realized her mistake, and quickly just slapped the lid back on and tucked it aside. But she swears she didn't. Maybe I have gnomes or ghosts. I know Kentucky Snuff has got a ghost in his house, so maybe I do too. And this frickin' thing went out again. I tell you guys, it is my YouTube curse. I will smoke a dozen bowls. I will have Nirvana bowls. I will light it after the char light, and it will burn evenly and cleanly through the entire bowl down to nothing but white ash or gray ash. I have lots of success smoking a pipe. I turn on the camera, the frickin' pipe goes out. So it might be gnomes. From the dank basement, I'm Paul with the Hearth and Home. I believe this is part of their signature series, the Hearth and Home Black House, a recreation of the original Balkan sobranie pipe tobacco. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. What am I doing wrong with this pipe? Why is my tobacco getting wet? Why does my lighter have breasts?